you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. Just thank you so much for love and support. I'll tell y'all that every video because I truly mean it, and it's truly appreciated that y'all have been dropping comments, sharing the videos, subscribing. It's like our channel, our channel of collective family is really growing rapidly, and for that I'm truly grateful. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. If you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when your girl's about to upload her next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're, just telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life, and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are informative, give you good vibes, inspiration that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath, they're going through trying times at the moment, and just seeing, confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the channel I'm using today is Jason Stevenson. Jason always has the most comfortable meditations. You ought to stop by his channel. He has really good things. And the meditation music I'm listening to in the background is called Remove All Negative Blockages, Wipe Out Subconscious Negative Patterns, 432 Hertz, Boost Your Aura. And I will post that link in the description box below. And the video I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101, Heyokas, face the music that sings to your soul. A lot of times we don't, it just seems like we're risk takers on certain things. And the universe always urges us, to try something new, step out your comfort zone, do things that, really get you, get your blood flow pumping, do something that excites you. Just try new things, because it's like through all these different things, there's some of us that are working out in the on the workforce, and there are some of us that are quarantine, still in quarantine lockdown, and they want you to try to find something new, do something out of the norm, allow yourself to come in tune with something that is not something you usually do, or if there's certain things that you have always been guided towards and you're like, I don't know, because it's like with certain things with me, I've been trying to do new things that changes the way my routine is, because a lot of times if I do things and it's really repetitive, I get bored, and I'm just like, I don't feel like doing that anymore. It's just like when I work out. I love to work out. I used to be a workout junkie back in the day. But I don't know if it's just because of all the things that I'm doing, and there's a lot of purging I'm doing. My energy is not like it used to be. So it's just like, with me doing my workouts, I allow myself to listen to a lot of songs that I really enjoy, that makes, my blood flow, just being able to dance and, singing with music, musical family, musical background. I used to do a lot of that singing and stuff when I was in school. I remember when I was like, what was it, 7th or 8th grade? And where I went to school at, all we had was like dividers. And it was like, our rooms were separated by dividers. We didn't have like, a whole room with doors and stuff like that. I don't know why it was like that, but that was a whole new school that I went to, and I really loved to sing. And my teachers allowed me to sing out loud, like, when we were doing our like free days or whatever. And they were like, Roslynn, go ahead and sing something for us. And I used to sing, and it would sing so loud, it would go from, one class to one class to one class before. And even when I was in music class, I didn't really sing that much. And then when, my teacher just so happened to come pass by me, and I'm like, girl, you know how to sing like that. I'm like, well, I really don't like doing that. I don't really, try to catch attention doing that. But, it's just like I always love to do that. And it's just like, even when I first started doing this, my dad will always make me come out of my comfort zone. Like, there's a lot of times I've been urged to do my guitar, which I need to get back on. Been just trying to stay busy with a lot of stuff. It's just, I've been busy with a lot of stuff. If it's not like doing my videos, trying to recharge myself, trying to heal myself in places that, is truly needing that, and being able to change. And it's just like, change the way you see things, change the way you look at your change. A lot of times our tired is tired. So, you have to do things that will make life worth living again. Because, it's just like, there's so many of us that I've come in contact with. We don't had a very, like, rough upbringing, or it'd be blessed if you have a good family, but it's just like when you went to school, you were probably bullied or whatever like that. So you're still allowing yourself to heal from these things. But it's like a lot of times we have to not challenge our limits, but limit our challenges. I mean, what is it? Challenge your limits. Yeah. Challenge your limits instead of limiting your challenges. Allow yourself to challenge your challenges, try something different. And it's just like I always ask the universe where I'm urged to, or the things that, just being able to write down the things that you always wanted to do. If you're in quarantine right now, that gives you a lot of things you know, um, to be able to guide you towards changing what you do, being able to, you know, go out the norm. Because it's just like, you're going through this spiritual path, that where a lot of things are changing for you, a lot of things are guiding you towards that next level of consciousness, where you're not even being entertained, and being able to entertain from the things that you used to be entertained by. There's a lot of things that has changed for me, within just the company I keep. I used to, when I first started this, I was a heavy weed smoker, just trying to deal with all the pain that I carried, trying to be able to face, a lot of the trauma that was coming at me all at one time, going through grief, going through ending a relationship, finding out the truth of myself and the people that were surrounding me that I really truly trusted. That was not an easy thing. And it became that time where, spirit was guiding me towards different parts of my life that I was not aware of, but it was just a blessing because, with me having that gift and I wasn't realizing what I was able to do like that, it was just like they were telling me bit by bit of what my life consisted of, what I am, what my gifts hold, what am my purpose of mission, and it was just like, it was like a WTF moment. I'm like, is this really happening right now? Is this real? I'm able to do this. A lot of these different questions came in. I was like, am I crazy? And then when I'm allowing myself to really understand my gifts and stuff like that, and at times it can be overwhelming, but at times it can be very exciting just because I know certain things I'm able to do. It's a beautiful thing when I can connect with people, and if spirit allows me to see, their path of past, and just give them an understanding. And certain people that I can just click with, and be able to say, hey, why are you showing me this, and why are you showing me that, and vision. Or, a loved one that passed over wanted me to tell you this. And a lot of times, that got people, kind of scared of me because there are certain things I wouldn't know. There's no way of me knowing. So that kind of took them aback. And that became a sensitive subject for them. But there's a lot of people also that I was able to, give them that blessing, because it's like they always wanted to have this information, knowing, is my family hearing me, or are they watching over me? Are they proud of the things that I'm doing? What is it that they need me to know? All those different things. So I just feel like it's such a blessing that how I've been able to transform my life, not allowing myself to, use marijuana is just to being able to connect with my higher self, being able to get knowledge and, visions from, the higher perspective of universe, whatever. um it was, I had to being able to, they allowed me, let me just say it like that, they allowed me to go to a certain period of time with me using that, because they, number one, they know how I am, I'm that type of person that goes 0 to 10 million real quick, especially after I found out everything. Weed was my best friend. My cigarettes were my best friend because it was just like, it could have really had me go down a dangerous path where I could have been looking at time. So, time behind bars. But it was just like that was a blessing in so many different disguises to me, that I didn't allow myself to go in that route, being able to see, what my truth was, even though it hurt me to the core of what is taking place, and being able to not react on impulses to be able to hurt somebody just because of what they put me through. Being able to see everything has a purpose behind situations, allowing myself to go in the depth of that no matter how scary it is. Because a lot of times I was scaring myself because of myself, not allowing myself to give myself credit for how strong I truly am. Being able to know that you have that gift of purpose, not just to help yourself and teach something, is like you're connecting with people that can teach you something as well. Knowing you're out here telling your life experience, where it has people look at their path and in their past of what is taking place, for them to be able to acknowledge what went on in their life that was very hurtful. So this life experience has had its perks, but it's also had its lows. um, Going through those different things, it's just like I had to allow myself to really think positive out of it. Even though there was times I felt like my heart was constantly breaking, not trying to understand. Trying to understand, or just trying to ask, universe is like, how much more can I take of this? I'm trying to be strong. I'm trying to maintain that positive vibe and frequency to keep going. But a lot of times this has me withdrawn within the character of me. So it was like a lot of things that I had to face. I was going through that depth of fire of transformation, which it took a lot of, pain from all directions, all layers that I had to go through, even when people, were doing things to add on to that, but they were adding it on to me to break me, to hurt me, make me hurt myself, using my past suicidal tendencies to play a big part into this. And it was a blessing in disguise that even though they sent something to break me, it only made me, so much stronger. So it was like allowing me to hear the music of my spiritual, essence and my soul and my gifts, was such a blessing to me. And just being able to know I can add more and more to that. And it's just like, there's different things that, you know, I have in store for myself somewhere down the line, just to be able to add towards that, which is, truly beautiful to me. Learning from life lessons that, uh, what to do and what not to do when you're on this path, especially with, where you're you're at is in, being vocal about, your experiences by putting them on tape and for the world, to I said putting them on tape, putting them in video for the world to see um what has taken place in my life. It hasn't been easy, but it's been worth the while. A lot of times when you go through those saddening things, you have to allow yourself, even though you're feeling a lot of negative impulses, or you're having a lot of negative energy that wants to consume you, those become a challenge to you. But it's supposed to be that reflection of the strength of what you can conquer, what you can succeed over, what you can overcome, what can strengthen you, what you need to allow yourself to change the way you go about things, how you look at it, where you're putting your energy at, and that sings to you. Your soul speaks to you all the time. And a lot of times we get our soul mixed up with our soul chose to guide us towards heavier, higher levels. That's what I'm going to say, higher levels. But it's like our ego will mislead us in a minute, because of all the things that is taking place in your life. Ego wants to tell you, oh, you have changed this, and, things still haven't happened for you. or they told you to break away from this and you can get this, and it still hasn't happened for you. It's like you broke away from it. Has anything changed? But it's just like your soul is telling you, hey, even though you may not be where you want to be at now, look at the change that has taken place in your surroundings. See how things has came to you, even when you've been very stressful and you didn't know how you were going to make it through this, how you were going to make it through that. After you made the sacrifices they guided you towards, because it's like, especially if you're at a job that you really don't care for, and it is just like, it seems more of a hindrance and a burden than actually something that feels like a blessing. It's a blessing to always have a job, but it becomes hard when you're not enjoying it, where it seems like you're being forced to do something you really don't want to do. So it makes you not want to put your all into it. And when universe sends you different messages, like say, hey, and a lot of time you don't realize, the more you ignore it, they put that heat on where you're at, so it can be like, we have so much better for you down the road, but we just need you to have faith within us and within yourselves, that take this chance and be, take that risk and be able to embark what you've always loved, or not embark, but go for the things that always sung to you, like you always wanted to have this, you always wanted to do that. And it was just like, when I look at all the jobs I had, there were sometimes I really loved my job, but then it was like, after a month or two, I'm just like, oh, I already see I ain't gonna be here too much longer because of different things. It's just like, when somebody holds me up in a cage and tries to control me, I don't like that. I can understand, rules and regulations, but there were certain things I feel like, this is just some kind of control thing that y'all like doing, and I don't deal with all that. I don't have time. But it's just like, when I do these, my videos, I love what I do, because it's just like, my videos, of vlogs, or whatever you want to call them, it's like a positive, it's just like positive therapy. It's very therapeutic for me, because I'm in, releasing a lot, being able to know there are other people that can relate to what I go through, and being able to give you that understanding. Because a lot of times when you're opening up to the spiritual, your spiritual awakening, it makes you feel like either you're losing your mind, or you're just trying to see the people around you is not really getting me. They don't understand me. I can tell them things and they just really think I've lost my mind, or they can't really relate to these things because they're spiritually asleep. You just got slapped out of yours. It just don't had a rude awakening to you, to where you're seeing things. You've always seen things differently. You always felt things a lot deeper than other people around you have. And then when you start seeing things, and you're like, sometimes before you went through that gift, that path of truth, you second guess the things you were seeing, you second guess the things that you felt. But now, since you're on that journey of getting, coming in tune with your greatness, your soul, your warrior vibes, your frequency that you hold, being able to allow yourself to take the chains of restraints and constraints off, so you can be able to fly free and do what you love to do. If it's something that is very positive, not just for you but in your surroundings, where it can be something that even though they say always never place your thing, your energy on monetary things or whatever, but it's just like, when you're doing something that you can make money, but it is not even about the money, even though that's like a plus to that, because they always feel like they know we need to be able to survive. There's bills we got to pay. We have children and households we got to take care of. But then when you're actually doing something that you truly enjoy, they know when you enjoy that, you're going to put your all into it. You're not going to just be like, oh, I just did this just to be able to do that. Now I'm done. But when you're doing something that doesn't seem like a career, or it doesn't feel like a job, it feels like a lifestyle that you can really enjoy. It's just like, when you're bringing positive towards your life and then your surroundings, but then it can help other people along that way. Universe is going to do everything in their power to make sure you're able to do that, and plus add more to it. And seeing the things that I see for my life is very beautiful to me. But I know it's going to take patience, it's going to take sacrifice, it's going to be determined, be motivated to keep keep pushing on, even when there's times where you feel like you want to walk away from things. I've had a lot of downs in my situation, but I've had 10 times more ups than, anything, because it's like when you start thinking with your own mind, I'm not saying that you don't, but when you're allowing yourself to shed away from things that has held you back, or that state of mind, how is people going to get me? If people don't understand me, is there going to be people that can't agree with me? When you start being that person that goes by the beat of your drum and not following with the crowd, yeah, you're going to have a lot of people going to fall back behind you, or they're going to be thinking you crazy, or they're mad because they feel like, oh, you changed, now you act like you're better than us. No, it's not the fact that I act like I'm better than you. It's just I'm allowing myself to have a deeper sense of thinking, and not saying that they don't think, but it's just like a lot of times they see, when they think it's like straight level, they don't think about side, whatever. You're thinking on all different levels, metaphysically, telepathically, whatever. And when you're doing that, you're allowing it just ignites something in you that makes you want to learn more, makes you want to grow more, makes you want to go forward to it. And it's just like with mine. I get frustrated at times because people are like, Roslynn, you need to take a break, or, you need to rest. And it's just like, well, I mean, I'm like, yeah, I know. But if you need me, just text me or whatever. They're like, Roslyn, and they know which one I'm talking about. Like, Roslyn, I ain't going to text you today. Just go ahead and, take a break. If I need anything, I'll hit you up the next day. And I feel a lot, I feel appreciated for that, because it's just like, even on my days where I'm down, I put, a certain saying will come up where, gains to my, um, like I have a book where I write down all my, my thoughts and say, okay, this is going to be the topic of content I'm going to have for today, and just roll off to it, you know. So I really love that. So there's a lot of people that connect with me and they're like, Rosalind, I want to, do my own YouTube. I'm like, go for it. What's your concept, or, what is your content going to be about? And, if I can help in any kind of way, I'd be able to help them, tell them, hey, these are the do's and don'ts that you should do for your, for your channel, or why don't you add this to it, and I love to be able to help other people like that. Um, and it's just, the fact is, it can become, enjoyable, because a lot of times, if you already know the tricks of the trade when it comes to, doing vlogs or whatever, some people expand it. Some people go, Twitter, Snapchat, what's the other one? Snapchat, Twitter, IG, all these different things. And I said, if it's meant for me to do that, I'll do that as well. It's just like, I just become overwhelmed when it comes to these social media sites at times, especially with everything going on, and there's so many people that are, feeling everything so heavy. And I get it, because there's days that I'm like that as well. But I always tell people, don't be hard on yourself. I got to remind myself that all the time. If you're putting your all into it, and you may need to take a pause for the cause or a break, don't get mad at yourself for that. Because if you're putting everything into it, you're just like, what, before, I get too overwhelmed, why don't I just pause for a minute, allow myself to collect myself, and just see everything that I just placed out, you know, and just ask the universe, hey, I just need, some reassurance, or I just need some energy just to get through these things. Um, I just need help for that. When you call on your archangels or your guides, they're gonna supply these things for you, because they're proud of the things you're doing. They appreciate the chances that you had took within yourself on change. Allowing yourself to, whatever you felt like, it was like with me, I felt like the only way I can get in tune with the universe in that very intense way was just to smoke weed. But that was what I had to use when I first got started. But then when I see more and more when I didn't have it, but it was just like signs was telling me, okay, you don't relied on this for long enough. We allowed you to have it because we already know when you're finding out everything that is taking place in your life, we need you on that chill point because we don't need you reacting like you used to react, because they already knew. So, but when I allowed myself to step away from that, like I tell anybody, I said, I don't look down at anybody, on bad mouth talk to anybody. The ones that, still do, smoke weed or whatever, I said, to each his own. I know I can't, deal with it anymore. That doesn't mean, whatever's for you is for you.
but I'll told them, I said, if you're not doing it, if I can see if you're using it for, what is it? Seizures, epilepsy, uh, what else? Cancer, AIDS, chronic pain, no pun intended, because, chronic. But if it's not used for those and you're just doing it just to use it as an escape, universe is going to make sure they block you from that. You start losing money, your plugs all of a sudden will start changing, changing numbers, or it will be conflict or something. They'll start sending you signs like, hey, it's time for you to, allow yourself to face the music without having to have, something like that, herbal courage for you to face things. You have to be able to face it. My life has changed drastically since I did that for the better, and some, I went from one addiction to another one, started emotionally eating. But then it was just like, I had to be not hard on myself because, I gained a few pounds from that. It was just like, you're dealing with a lot and you're facing this sober, you're dealing with a lot of things that's coming in many different directions on many layers, and and it hits home for you. So don't be, so upset about yourself. If you're allowing yourself to be active when you possibly can, and try to push all of it in there, even when you don't feel like it, give yourself credit for that. Don't be hard on yourself. You got to be a little bit easy because you're going through major transformation. You're allowing yourself to raise the vibration of your frequencies. You're allowing yourself to do things that you weren't, it took you out the norm. And that's what they want you to do. They want you to love what you're doing. They want you to, if you've been going at a certain, pace for a while, add a little notch to it, not, adding on so much that, it's going to be too much for you to take, but add more into it so it can, so it can give you a deeper value of the things that is taking place in your life. Because it's just like, when a lot of times we feel like, oh, I want this blessing. They want you to be able to appreciate that blessing, even though they know you will. It's already yours, but you have to be able to allow yourself to go through that negative change. When you, like, say, if you're in a situation where you're looking for a love interest, but you have gone through a lot of toxic relationships, when you allowed yourself to go through that grieving point of having a toxic relationship, allowing yourself to see not just the burden and the resentment you had from that situation. Sometimes we feel like, why were we stupid? Why couldn't we see this before? Don't allow yourself to see it like that. Those are the lessons you had to go through on learning to allow yourself to see what certain patterns took place for you to be able to know, is this a healthy relationship for me? Is this person healthy for me? What kind of, especially if you dealt with narcissistic, people, sociopaths, psychopaths, and stuff like that. It's not all just for women, but men go through it too. When you're allowing yourself to be by yourself. I don't be submitting to nobody. I've been celibate for almost a little bit over 4 years now, which was kind of crazy for me. But I appreciate it in so many ways, because it's just like, you can't be out here sharing your energy with everybody. And, God only knows what people have, nowadays. There, you see people out in the world that have that gift to keep on giving that extra package that you can't get rid of. And some people have this hatred towards people and just giving it to them, and just because they're mad at the choices they take, and leash out on other people. But then that gives you that time to not just say, oh, I'm tired of being alone, or I'm tired of being by myself. I see all these couples and everything like that. They want you to be able to go through that process of healing, being able to allow yourself to shed off that excess baggage, being able to appreciate what those failed relationships have taught you. And then when you're allowing yourself to be by yourself, but don't jump into something knowing you haven't fully healed from the last situation you've been in, because you could end up being with the relationship the universe has sought for you, and then you end up messing up because it could have been one little innocent thing that person did, and it triggered something from an old relationship, and it could have been totally innocent. And then next thing you know, messed up a relationship because automatically you think that person is doing the same thing that other person did. And that's why they're telling you, okay, we're not going to give you that relationship you want yet until you allow yourself to heal, to know, to be by yourself, grow more, heal more, allow yourself to, become strength on all levels. So when you get to that next relationship, You're going to appreciate the failed things, the things you failed off in a relationship, what brought issues, what brought trauma, what decisions you and your partner had made to where it failed into your relationship. And then when you get there, you're going to have a relationship and it's going to be good. Then you're going to do everything in your power right along with your partner to make sure those your relationship lasts, because this is when you've been through toxic relationships after relationships, they're going to guide you towards that ultimate relationship that was just made designed for you. And the same thing for your partner. Whatever you're seeking is already seeking you already, but you have to go through your turn of time, going through a total transformation, going through a healing process, going through acknowledgement, going through that grief, and being grateful for everything that's taken place. Being able to know when that blessing comes through, you're going to do whatever it takes to maintain that, to make sure that sticks with you. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content in this video, y'all. I'm like burnt out. I said I'm so tired now. Thought I was gonna do at least 4 videos, but it's just it for the kid today. I'm only gonna do 3. So I would love to give a post notification shout out to Empress Divinity. Is already done Thomas, and from Planet Lyra Beth, and Little Coco. Much love to you. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, welcome. It's so good to have you. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a line. I would love to give you a post notification shout out. Also, I forgot to say too, I also have a community page where I drop posts down. It could be very funny memes for empaths, positive techniques for empaths as well. If you're trying to find, what kind of empathic being you are, I put down stuff like that. If we go through any intense changes within the geographical atmosphere, whatever, I try to make sure I put those down as well. If you need to get in touch with me privately, you can always find me at Facebook Messenger up under my name. Let me know that you connect with me here, or on, you're part of my YouTube family, or you're part of the Heyoka family. Please let it be serious inquiries, because I've been having people make fake accounts just to try to be nosy or whatever. So make sure you let me know what kind of things that you have questions or concerns about. I try my best to help you out where I can. If I can't, I'll find the information to guide you to where it will take you to where you can get more knowledge. And whatever we speak on is confidential, so know that you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved, and knowing that there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. I pray that everything you're trying to manifest into your life comes 100,000 times more than what you thought of, asked for, or prayed for. And it comes sooner than you expected as well. Even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity words, vibes, frequencies. You never know. All those things can really take somebody a long way. And I will see y'all on my next video. I hope you have a blessed week, prosperous week, safe one. Make sure you wash your hands as much as possible. And I will see y'all on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be well.